Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a video that I am simply calling the Prada Parade, and that is a celebration of all things Prada Beauty. So I am super glad to have you here. Don't forget that you can also catch my content over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. Okay, at the end of 2023, I did a video on my favorite new brands that appeared to us in 2023. And my two favorites were Rabanne, which I love. I love the Paco Rabanne Beauty. She's done so right. But also Prada Beauty. So I do have a video on Prada, which I will put up here in the corner if you want to click on it and see, or come back to later. I did an original review, but it's time to revisit for two reasons. Number one, it's just more readily available, so it's on everyone's mind again. And number two, I just love this stuff, so I thought we could play with it together, and I have added to my collection since it has come to the US. So we're gonna do a lot and talk a lot about the brand. If there's something specific that you wanna see, don't forget that I am providing overly detailed, I admit, timestamps that you can look at in the description bar down below, or you can just kind of scroll through up here to make better use of your time, okay? All right, well, let's talk a little bit about this. When Prada first became available for us here in the US, and we have no right to complain because the US generally gets most makeup releases first. Not all the luxury ones, but you know, for the most part. So I'm not going to be caught complaining about that. But it was a little bit of a pig and a poke, especially in terms of the foundation shade. When I first did that review that I had linked up there, when I first did that, I was really guessing on the foundation. I think I got part of an order from Selfridges internationally here in the US and part of it from Harrods, and it was really kind of catch as catch can. There were some arm swatches at some point on a Prada Beauty website, but not enough, and we were all just guessing. And I ended up purchasing, I love it, you guys, it's wrong, but I love it. I ended up purchasing this Reveal Skin Optimizing Refillable Soft Matte Foundation in the shade LN25, and I think I'm probably an MN40 or maybe even an MN45, but there's something, and we talk about this in the demo, about this product that I really, really love. It is anywhere from $55 to $70, depending on if you get the refill or not, and the way it works is it just kind of pops in there. It has a little bottle top there, but you know, you would need this to keep it really nice, but could you just buy a refill? All the refills here are usable. They just don't have great covers, but they're all usable. It can save you some cash unless you worry about, you know, how it looks. So this is the whole shebang from my first video, but we're going to put it on today. It is not really the right shade for me, but it's kind of ethereal looking. We'll talk about it. But this is $55 if you want to join the Cheapies Club, which I'm all for, if you want to just buy the refill, or $70. The only problem with the refill is you won't really have a nice cover, and that will probably let the foundation get a little bit too much air in it. So I don't know if I recommend it, but you know, live dangerously if you want to. There's also, which I never bought, you guys, there's a moisturizing lip balm in the collection. That's $50. I don't know if that one's refillable. It probably is. I didn't try that. I don't need a $50 lip balm. I mean, I do, of course, but I can't afford a $50 lip balm. There's makeup brushes, which I also haven't tried. So if you tried the Prada makeup brushes, can you weigh in on that down below? I would love it. And then there's some lipsticks. Now, there is the Monochrome Hyper Matte, which comes in 26 shades and is $40 to $50, depending on if you buy the refill or not, because it's refillable. And I admit I haven't tried the Hyper Matte, so I need you guys as a community to weigh in below if you have. What I have tried, and I have two shades in, is the Monochrome Soft Matte. I'm wearing the shade B101 Tiepolo right now, but we're also going to try B106 Caramel. I bought that in the refill. And these caramel shades, these kind of nude shades, are actually new as well. I mean, I understand that Prada Beauty is new, especially to the North American market right now, but these shades are also new, and I picked up one of those. This is the refill, so you can get the refill for $40, and the main one in this really pretty case is going to be $50. You can use this though. It has a little rubbery, kind of plastic rubbery top, plastic stretchy top, and it does go up. And that is the 106 Caramel shade. which we will also try on and swatch. The monochrome soft matte refillable lipsticks feel, if I could just compare it, and I'll do that in the demo too, they feel like a Charlotte Tilbury kissing formula, so don't let the word matte throw you off. They are, as you see, I'm wearing one right now, they are matte in finish, but they feel really nourishing and creamy. You know, we've made a lot of advances in lipstick, and Prada has used all of them. When I first tried this brand, when I got it in, imported it from Britain to my doorstep, I went into the Chanel Beauty Boutique for another purchase the next week, and I told them, I kind of looked around and I said, look out, Prada's coming for you. You know, because when Prada first introduced this collection, I thought, oh, it's a money grab. What business do they have in beauty? And you know, I have to tell you, I love Hermes, but for a while I was skeptical of them. I'm still skeptical of Dolce & Gabbana, Christian Louboutin. These are fashion houses that I feel maybe see that there's a little bit of money to be made in fragrance, which they already all do, and beauty. So I always get very skeptical, but let me tell you, Prada has done everything right. The other thing they have done really well on is this Dimensions Multi-Effect Refillable Eyeshadow Palette. So here is my original. Let's talk about this in the case. In the case, it's going to be $80. Look at the case. I mean, they really emphasize their little triangle Prada logo. They do it here too. Look at, I mean, the casing on all of these is just amazing. Just amazing. But this is the original one I got. So this is $80 in the case, $65 if you just buy the refill. I'll show you that in a minute. This is the number 4 Poetry. And we are going to swatch this because it's one of the ones I own, but my original video spent more time with this, so I'll make sure that that is up above in a little thing for you to take a look at if you want to see it. We'll try it on today just for fun, but really quickly. I did buy the refill. I cheaped out, Cheapies Club, proud member. For $65, I got the refill of the number 2. This is the Profusion, and this has a much different color story. All of these have this darker kind of liner shade up top. It looks like it's just 3 shades, but there's 4, and that it's black, and I am wearing the Profusion right now, but we're going to apply it in the demo. And in this Poetry shade, it's kind of a dark brown up there. And these Dimensions Multi-Effect Refillable Eyeshadows come with really nice, for travel, a really nice sponge and a brush that you can make good use of, actually. You can make really good use of it. Okay, so we're going to talk all about that now. If you purchase this, you would have to either keep it in, hey, we Cheapies Club members got to stick together. If you purchase the refill, you will save $15, but you'd have to either keep it in here, or it's not really magnetized, I don't think, but you'd have to have some sort of a palette that you can put it in that would close over it, maybe a larger palette. You could line some of them up, and you could maybe stick it down. They do have this tab on the back that you pull this tab off, and they're sticky underneath. That's to set it into this palette, but I don't see why you couldn't set it into a cheaper Amazon palette. I would never do anything of the sort. Okay, so, and that comes with those pretty little applicators as well. We're going to look at all of this. I want to just kind of show you my little collection. In that Multi-Effect Refillable Eyeshadow, there's actually 6 different colorways. I'm sure they'll be adding to it. I have 2 of them now. And like I said, I have 2 out of 26 monochrome soft matte shades and none out of 26 monochrome hyper matte shades. But you know, I'm building my collection slowly. It's expensive for me, you know. Let's take a look, first of all, here in studio lighting. We're going to do it in 2 different lights. Here you go on my arm. The way it's laid out in the palette, we have on the left my Dimensions Multi-Effect Refillable Eyeshadow Palette and 2 Profusion. Next to it is 4 Poetry. Such a different look. Such a different look. And then over towards my wrist, on top, we have the 2 lipsticks, one on top of another, is the B106 Caramel, that new shade that I picked up, new to me and new to the collection. And underneath it, the Tiepolo shade, the 101 shade, B101, which is not new to the collection. Although the collection itself is fairly new and spreading quickly as it should. Let's take a look at these and see them much better, especially those little special shades in the warm California sunshine here on my arm. I really try to zero in on those green shades in the Poetry palette and the yellow and silver in the Profusion palette outside in the sunshine, so you can really get a good look at what you'd be purchasing. Don't be so panicked by this shade, these kind of standout shades. This golden yellow shade, I'm wearing it right now, but you'll see in the demo, it really works. You know, it's not so neon and electric. And this green, which you'll also see, kind of becomes almost a mermaidy blue-green in a very pretty way. My words are not doing it justice. They're more wearable, this eye makeup, than you would think. And though the shades and color stories seem a little out there, they really work. I mean, whoever is doing this for Prada is a genius. Let me tell you, a genius. This is just a beautiful makeup collection. If you love makeup, and I know you don't love spending the money, who would? But if you love makeup and you deserve a little treat, I bet you deserve a little treat. We all do, right? This would be something to treat yourself with. Maybe one of the eyeshadow palettes, even if you're trying to do a low buy, or one of the soft matte lipsticks. And like I told you, join the Cheapies Club and get the refill. I know, I'm not trying to say that e.l.f. is horrible and this is the greatest thing ever, but if you can afford to give yourself a little treat, this or Rabanne, and I'll need to do a follow-up Rabanne video. This is just such a pleasure in makeup form that I don't generally encourage money spending, but I kind of do here, if this is your great love. You know what I mean? I don't know, you can weigh in down below. Do take a moment, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. I need your help in building my audience and building my reach, so make sure that you click on that, or if you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because sometimes YouTube removes subscribers. It happens though. Also, don't forget that down below in the description bar is information on our $4.99 a month members only group for weekly members only lives, super thanks and all that good stuff down below. All right, let's try all this makeup on. Okay, I'm just gonna make light of it. Oh, no pun intended. We're gonna try on a way too light foundation. There's something about this foundation that's too light that I strangely like, you know? So I continually tell you guys that I got way too light of a shade, and then I don't fix it because I kind of like it. It's almost like ethereal. Look, I bought, you know, crossing my fingers off either Harrods or Selfridges. I had like 2 different orders going there, and I bought the LN25, neutral of course, and light. But I think I'm actually probably the MN40 or 45 even, probably the MN40. And I didn't know. But like I said, notice I don't rectify the problem. There's something about it I kind of like. It's just like a really like glowy look, even though you'll see it is the wrong shade. There's a lot of thought nowadays that there is the exact shade and the preferred shade, because some of us do like to go a little bit darker. I mean, there shouldn't be, you know, like Aunt Betty, there shouldn't be a line of delineation between your makeup and the rest of your face. You know, you should kind of smooth it, but even so, I shouldn't be able to see a big difference. That is kind of a makeup faux pas, if there is such a thing. That being said, some of us like to go a little lighter for that kind of glowy look, and some of us like to go a little darker for a little bit more of a sun-kissed look. So there is, you know, that is changing. We don't absolutely, like we did in the 90s really, have to have the exact same color of skin. That being said, this is too light by any standards. But yeah, there's something about it I kind of am into. Now I do have a little bit of concealer on, the Fenty concealer, which I've done a video on. I'll put that right up there in the corner, so you can click on that if you want to see it. But I have also all that purchasing information and such, just for you to see what I'm doing in the description bar down below. Okay. So here's one side of the face. It's not that off now that it's winter, interestingly enough. But like I said, blend down here. Okay, it's actually, it's not as light as I remember it being once upon a time. But you can see it is kind of lighter and maybe cooler, pinker, even though it's neutral. This side of my face has a little bit of concealer just in the eye area. It's not a concealer video, for once. And this side has the Prada foundation on it. That is, you know, admittedly a bit too light, but I kind of dig it. All right, I'll speed this up and do the other side and then show you when it's finished. This is what I like to call that Goldilocks foundation. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's not too much coverage, it's not too little coverage. It's probably a perfect foundation. And this shade, albeit too light, I just kind of like it on me. I don't know why. You know, I put some bronzer on, I'm gonna put some blush on, and I just like it. All right, speaking of bronzer and blush, since Prada doesn't offer that to us yet, we all know it's coming, right? But since they don't offer that to us yet, I'm going to go off camera and do a little bit of that. And then let's play with these two eyeshadow palettes, and we got two lipsticks here. It's just kind of fun with Prada today. Stay right there. Okay, details of all the other products I'm wearing will definitely be down in the description bar. But in terms of Prada, I did put on one of their newer kind of nude shades, this caramel shade in the soft matte refillable monochrome lipstick. This is B106 Caramel, and I'm just being lazy and putting it on from the refill. Why not, right? Put a little bit more on there for you, and I think that's actually a really pretty one, especially because I kind of went with a little bit of a blush that has a bit of like a rosy apricot to it. Is it apricot or apricot, and is it caramel or caramel? How do you say it? They're both correct, actually. Kind of depends what part of the country you come from. Now, I do not have any mascara, eyeliner, anything on. So we're going to do a quick look on both eyes first with this number 4 Poetry palette, the one with the green in it. And I'm going to give this a little bit of short shrift because this is the one that I originally did in the video. So we're just going to do something really quick with it. And we're going to spend most of our time and give more of a finished look to the 02 Profusion eyeshadow palette because that's the one that's new. But I did want to do something quick with this one because I love it, and it's Sunday and we're just kind of playing with makeup. So I am going to start with this number 10 brush from Refer, and I'm going to put that middle shade over both eyes entirely. We're just going to do, you know, my specialty, super quick look with this, no mascara or eyeliner. When I do that, it's just like too much, you know. And then for my eyes, I got an eye infection once, switching all that up a lot. Then remember, there's this really top dark shade in all of these Prada palettes, and I'm just going to kind of put that onto the end using that same brush because there's no need to make brush laundry. And I could go underneath the eye with that as well, maybe a little bit. Just put it in there just to give a little bit of definition. Remember, this is a really quick one, but obviously I do have a longer video where we did a nicer look with it. But we got to get into this green because it's amazing. And I'm just going to put that all over the mobile lid. Remember, we're just going quickly just so you can see how this looks. And I definitely feel the missing mascara and liner. It definitely evens out a look, doesn't it? And of course, this amazing, because this is what makes these, not just the color choice of the color story, but this insane kind of mirrored shade in these palettes is kind of what makes them even cooler. And I'm putting that pink all the way over the green. And I love it, but I'm going to take it off because I want to come back and I want to try out the other lipstick with this actually, the lipstick I'm wearing here is one of the newer shades that I just picked up. So I'm mixing and matching. And we're going to try our other two combinations in just a moment after I take this off, so stay right there. Okay, I'm prepared this time for this new, to me, eyeshadow palette. So I do have some mascara, liner on. It's, you know, all the details are below. But I have put on my older version of the Prada lipstick, the one I first purchased, which as you know is B101 Tiepolo, and that is really pretty and kind of similar to the caramel, but you saw in the swatches, just a little bit cooler, Okay, I'm excited to try this one. And the bright color in this is yellow. The really cool glittery shade is silver. That's me tipping out the cool little, actually quite useful little brushes that come with it. But we're going to use my Refer brushes, and we're going to start with a nice clean Refer 15. Don't forget we have this black shade up here, which we're going to do something with. But first I'm going to take this really pretty satin kind of gray shade and just kind of put that all into the crease Ooh, this is pretty already. Gosh, I just love this brand. I really do. This is just such pleasant makeup to work with. It blends so beautifully, and like the lip color that I have on already is so comfortable. You just feel really chic in this makeup, so that's really on brand for Prada, isn't it? I'm gonna take the same Refer number 15 brush. Like I say, no need for brush laundry. And though this black shade could definitely be a great liner shade, I'm actually gonna just use it to very quickly emphasize the outer corners of the eye and just kind of blend that a little bit with fingers, a little bit with the brush, and just kind of get that really, just really kind of Prada dark look. Remember when Prada was always, I guess it was the 90s, all black. Remember, it was really monochrome black. And I'm going to switch to the Refer 26 and take that dark black shade and continue it kind of in the outer corner of the lower eye. Ooh, I like that. No, I haven't decided what to do with this yellow yet, but I really think we should just go for it. So I'm going to take this Refer number 1 mini, and we're going to go into this yellow shade and see what we think. I'm just going to put it just directly onto the mobile lid, and I'm very happy to say that it is reading on the lid as gold, not yellow, which, you know, is my preference. Bright yellow, I mean, it's a yellow gold, don't get me wrong, but it's not reading as if I put a canary yellow. It's reading more of a gold, which is going to be like a gold and silver look when I'm done. Hello. Okay, and then we're going to take our finger into this really pretty silver, and I don't know, I think I just want to put it right there in the middle. Bink. Maybe take a brush, because this doesn't have fallout. This is a Refer number 12 if you're following along at home. Maybe just emphasize that just a little bit more. And how about in the inner corners? Let's do some silver in the inner corners, because nobody would expect silver in the inner corners, or I wouldn't. And then I actually want to go back to my 15, kind of take off some of the black shade and go back into that gray and just emphasize that crease a little more. Ooh. I definitely need a stronger, little bit maybe stronger blush. Don't have to ask me twice on the blush. And then let's reapply this Tiepolo color on the lips. So comfortable. It really feels like, especially the nicest Charlotte Kissing formula. I don't know why I always compare to Charlotte, but I just think it's a lipstick that so many of us have that it's kind of a good comparison point. Look, I love it. I said that Prada and Rabanne, I probably should do a follow-up Rabanne video, now that I think about it, were the best brand launches of the year. And I think they're probably the best brand launches in some time, not just the year. Right now, I do admit that Sephora is sold out of a lot of the shades, but they're coming back. Nordstrom only has a few as well, but you can get them more and more at other department stores. And of course, I'm being, unfortunately, very US, American centric. Sorry about that. If you are in other parts and in Europe, you already have a greater access to the brand, which is really cool. But here in America and North America, we'll be getting more and more. I mean, they're here to stay. I know we're going to see blush, bronzer. No, I don't have that on any authority other than it's pretty obvious, right? And I need to try the Monochrome Hyper Matte. I admit I haven't, but I'm interested in doing that. And I will as they continually expand the shade choices. Just beautiful makeup. And I just figured since it was becoming more widely available, it was time to check in. Do you guys like, just totally off topic, because this is not a channel about me, it's a channel to give you information for you, but don't you like this shade on me, this foundation shade? I mean, I know it's too light. I just kind of like it. I'm sticking with it. When I run out, which I will because I use it a lot, I'll go ahead and get the more appropriate shade, but I will always love this one. I will always love this one. Here's where you come in. Tell me what your hesitancy was if you didn't purchase. Tell me if you then made the jump, How did you choose your foundation shade if you bought early on? All that good stuff. Which ones do you own? Have you tried the Hyper Matte? Because that's the one I haven't tried. Did you maybe try any of the brushes or the moisturizing lip balm? Because I would love to know the details on that as well. This is what makes us a community. So I definitely want to hear from you. And don't forget, of course, to subscribe and like and share. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.